These Naruto statues don't just recreate the characters, they bring some of the anime's most iconic powers, battles, and legends to life. Here are the most impressive Naruto collectibles you can actually buy. Starting with Madara Uchiha, this massive 42cm diorama instantly feels like a centerpiece. Madara stands above the nine-tailed fox, which is partially covered by Susanoo armor, recreating one of the most powerful combinations in the Naruto universe. The layered armor, flowing clothes, sharp facial expression, and swirling blue and purple effects give the entire statue a strong sense of motion and scale. Made from PVC and released as a first edition collectible, this is the kind of figure that can dominate an entire display shelf. Next is Deidara from the Akatsuki, displayed in a dramatic scene that perfectly matches his explosive fighting style. The statue shows him in his black Akatsuki cloak, surrounded by large clay creations and dynamic effects that make the entire composition feel like it is frozen in the middle of a battle. At around 40 centimeters tall, it is much larger than a standard anime figure and has enough scale to show off the details in his hair, expression, clothing, and base. For fans of Deidara, this piece captures the idea behind his most famous belief: art is an explosion. Next is Kakashi Hatake in a massive 39cm diorama that brings his summoning abilities to life. Kakashi stands on Bull, the largest of his ninja hounds, with his Sharingan exposed and Chidori active in his right hand. A giant summoning scroll wraps around the scene with Pakun standing on top of it, while white clouds recreate the smoke that appears during a summoning technique. The layered composition, lightning effects, and multiple characters make this feel like a complete Naruto battle scene rather than a simple figure. Made from PVC and hand-painted, it is a striking centerpiece for any serious Kakashi fan. Next is Sasori in a massive 42cm diorama that brings several parts of his story together in one display. At the center stands Sasori in his true youthful body, wearing the Akatsuki cloak with his signature calm expression. Behind him is the third Kazi cage, transformed into one of Sasori's most powerful human puppets, and equipped with a large wooden mechanism and multiple blades. Below them is Hiruko, the armored puppet shell Sasori once used to hide his real body. Hiruko's long segmented metal tail curves around the entire scene, connecting the characters and giving the statue a much more dramatic silhouette. With mechanical limbs, sharp weapons, broken rocks, and three distinct forms of Sasori's puppet mastery, this feels like a complete tribute to one of the Akatsuki's most dangerous members. Next is Pain in a massive 41cm diorama that brings the entire 6 paths of pain together in one display. At the center stands the Diva Path, wearing the Akatsuki cloak with his Rinnegan eyes, facial piercings, and one hand extended as if he is about to use Almighty Push. Beneath him is the heavily mechanized Asura Path, recognizable by its additional arms and weapon-like body. The other paths of pain are arranged around the composition, turning the statue into a complete representation of Nagato's 6 controlled bodies, rather than a simple figure of one character. Towering behind them is the demonic statue of the Outer Path, the enormous vessel used by the Akatsuki to extract and seal the tailed beasts. This statue was actually the empty husk of the 10 tails, which makes the entire scene feel like a tribute to both Pain and the Akatsuki's ultimate plan. Next is Jiraiya in a massive 39cm diorama that recreates one of his most powerful forms. He is shown in Sage Mode, standing on the head of Gamabunta with both arms spread wide and a gigantic Rasengan formed in his right hand. The red markings around his eyes, the oil symbol on his forehead protector, and his intense expression capture the transformation in impressive detail. Fukasaku and Shima sit on his shoulders, just as they did during Jiraiya's battle against Pain, helping him maintain Sage Mode. Below him, Gamabunta is sculpted with his signature pipe, heavy expression, and blue clothing, while thick white summoning smoke wraps around the entire scene. With 4 characters, a huge chakra effect, and a layered battle composition, this PVC statue feels like a complete tribute to the legendary Toad Sage. Next is Zetsu in a 37cm diorama, packed with references to his hidden role in the Naruto story. At the center stands his combined black and white form, wearing the Akatsuki cloak and surrounded by the enormous plant-like leaves around his head. Behind him rises a twisted tree filled with white Zetsu clones, with one hanging from the upper branches and another emerging from the roots below. On the left, Yamato appears trapped inside the wood, referencing how his Hashirama cells were used to strengthen the White Zetsu army. Above the scene blooms the flower of the divine tree created from the Ten Tails, connecting the statue to the Eye of the Moon Plan and the infinite Tsukuyomi. With layered roots, multiple characters, and story details covering the entire base, this statue feels like a complete summary of Zetsu's influence behind the entire war. Next is Hidan in a 36cm diorama that combines his brutal fighting style with the imagery of the Jaishin ritual. He appears in his normal form, wearing the Akatsuki cloak in a wide, aggressive battle pose. In his left hand, he holds his enormous triple-bladed scythe, while his right hand grips the black, retractable spear he used to wound opponents and collect the blood required for his curse technique. One foot rests on a massive, mysterious stone head, giving the entire display a darker, almost religious atmosphere. Behind him, the large red symbol of Jashin rises above the scene instead of being drawn beneath his feet. With the flowing cloak, two signature weapons, stone idol, and ritual emblem, the statue captures Hidan before the transformation, ready to begin his deadly ceremony. Next is Itachi Uchiha in a 33cm diorama that combines his calm presence with the overwhelming power of Susanoo. Itachi stands at the center, wearing the Akatsuki cloak and traditional straw hat, with one hand resting on its edge while his long black hair flows behind him. Around his body rises a translucent red and orange Susanoo, with massive ribs and chakra arms forming a protective frame around the figure. In Susanoo's left hand, it holds the spiritual gourd connected to the Totsuka blade, the legendary weapon capable of sealing anyone it pierced. Fiery chakra effects twist from the rocky base and climb around the entire display, while the symbol associated with Itachi's Akatsuki ring appears on the front. The contrast between his completely composed pose and the enormous power behind him makes the statue feel unmistakably like Itachi. Next is a massive 40cm diorama bringing together 3 generations of legendary leaf shinobi. Naruto stands at the front in his red sage cloak, charging a translucent blue Rasengan. Behind him, Minato Namikaze wears the 4th Hokage cloak and throws his signature 3-pronged kunai with his left hand, ready to use the flying Raijin technique. On the opposite side stands Jiraiya, the legendary Sannin who trained both Minato and Naruto, with his long white hair and red coat flowing behind him. A huge summoning scroll rises between them, while smoke effects, rocky terrain, and a damaged shinobi banner complete the battlefield scene. This statue represents the legacy of master, student, father, and son. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and comment which statue was your favorite. Links to every figure are in the description below.